Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle and Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. President Bola Tinubu has called for strengthened cooperation with France in addressing the prevailing threat of terrorism in the country. He also commended the outgoing French ambassador to Nigeria, Emmanuel Blattman, for her dedication to enhancing relations between France and Nigeria. In a farewell meeting with Blattman in Abuja, Tinubu urged her to leverage her new role as Director for Africa to advocate the need to upgrade technical cooperation between Nigeria and France to defeat terrorism and violent extremism. Vice President Kashim Shettima has assured that the success and positive impact of the newly established National Philanthropic Office (NPO) is guaranteed under the Tinubu administration. He gave the assurance during the inauguration of the local implementation committee of the NPO at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The NPO, an all-private sector initiative with full support from the government, is part of efforts by Tinubu administration to raise alternative funding for small and medium-sized enterprises and other vital economic programs through collaboration with the private sector. Benue State Government has commenced the distribution of fire extinguishers and enforcement of its usage in homes in public places across the state. Governor Hyacinth Alia, while launching the project on Sunday in Makurdi, said the Nigeria Fire Extinguisher Sticker project was meant to control fire and ensure prompt response to any fire incident. Alia explained that the project was provisioned for the servicing of fire extinguishers as part of efforts to not only ensure safety but also generate employment. Represented by the Secretary to the State Governments, Professor Joseph Alakali, Alia said over 10,000 sustainable employment opportunity would be provided under the project. Meanwhile, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in the 2023 presidential election, has said he did not reach an agreement with President Bola Tinubu or anyone else in relation to the outcome of the Supreme Court verdict on the Kano State governorship election tussle. Kwankwaso stated this while responding to the allegation that he had reached an agreement with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before the judgment. On Friday, the Supreme Court affirmed the NNPP's Abba Kabir Yusuf as the duly elected governor of Kano State after a series of litigations. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas to promptly reduce the National Assembly budget of 344.85 billion naira to reflect the current economic realities in the country. Serap urged them to request President Bola Tinubu to present a fresh supplementary appropriation bill which reflects the reduced National Assembly budget for the approval of the National Assembly. Serap also urged them to promptly publish details of the National Assembly budget of 344.85 billion naira, including the proposed spending details of the 3 billion naira for the Senate car park and 3 billion naira budgeted for the House of Representatives car park. Moving on, the federal government has backtracked on its decision to construct all federal roads using only rigid concrete pavement. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, discloses the policy reversal during a meeting with all contractors at the ministry's headquarters. This latest development comes several months after the ministry directed all contractors handling federal government highways across the country to immediately dump the use of asphalt and adopt concrete technology. The announcement, which was met with stiff resistance from contractors, stalled the completion of several road projects, but Umahi, meeting with all contractors in Abuja, the third of its kind since the minister assumed office in August 2023, said the government didn't ban the use of asphalt, but was trying to cut down on its geometric pricing. The National Judicial Council, NJC, has clarified that no date has yet been fixed for the swearing-in of the newly appointed 11 justices of the Supreme Court. The council says the purported news by an Abuja-based media organization suggesting Monday, January 16th, for the inauguration of the justices did not emanate from it. A statement by the NJC's Director of Information, Barrister Soji Oye, clarified that neither the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, who is the NJC chairman, nor the council itself authored or endorsed the purported date. Operatives of the NDLEA recovered 3,000 tramadol pills at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, on Friday. NDLEA spokesperson, Mr. Femi Babafemi, in a statement on Sunday in Abuja, said the pills were smuggled in from Pakistan. He added that various quantities of tramadol and Indian hemp concealed in soles of sports canvas shoes and headed to Oman were also intercepted at two courier firms in Lagos on January 9th. He stated that another consignment of tramadol and rohypnol hidden in spices and headed to the United Kingdom had also been intercepted. Babafemi stated that NDLEA nabbed a 24-year-old man in Katsina State on January 10th with 25.5 kg of hemp, explaining that the arrest was effected during a buy and bust operation at Kumi Primary School in Maluma Fashi, Katsina State. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the Nnamdi Azikiwe University have signed a memorandum of understanding to build a weather station at the university. This was according to a statement by NIMET's General Manager, Public Relations, Muntari Ibrahim. The MOU was signed by the Vice Chancellor of the school, Charles Esimone, on behalf of the institution's governing council, while the DG of NIMET, Charles Anosike, signed on behalf of NIMET at their office headquarters in Abuja. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Anosike urged the management of the university to take leadership in downscaling NIMET's annually issued seasonal climate prediction to farmers and other users in Anambra State and beyond. A human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has called on the Nigerian police to conduct proper investigations into the case of brutality against lawyers in Lagos State. Falana made the call during a peaceful protest organized by members of the Nigerian Bar Association, Lagos, against the unlawful arrest and detention of a lawyer, Olumide Shonupe, by the police in the state. The lawyers, who are members of about 5 branches of the NBA, marched from its Ikeja secretariat while displaying banners to the command headquarters where the police commissioner of police, Adegoke Fayoade, addressed them. You're watching the news cycle live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, and we're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When news cycle returns, Taiwan's president-elect vows to defend island from China threats. The news continues shortly with details of this and more stories right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Taiwan's president-elect Lai Ching-te vowed on Saturday to defend the self-ruled island from intimidation by China after voters defied warnings from Beijing and swept him to election victory. Lai, branded by Beijing as a threat to peace in the Flashpoint region, secured an unprecedented third consecutive term for the Democratic Progressive Party (DPP) in Saturday's poll after a raucous campaign in which he pitched himself as a defender of Taiwan's democratic way of life.
这场全球关注的大选，台湾告诉全世界，在民主与威权之间，我们选择站在民主的这一边。这就是这场选战对全世界的意义。
Communist China claimed democratic Taiwan separated from the mainland by 180 kilometers straight as its own and refuses to rule out using force to bring about unification even if conflict does not appear imminent. Beijing, which before the poll called Lai a severe danger and urged voters to shun him, said Saturday the result would not stop the inevitable trend of China's reunification. And in Italy, Italian Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini has defended his hardline approach against illegal migration during a court appearance in Sicily. He is facing kidnap and dereliction of duty charges for preventing migrants from disembarking an NGO ship in 2019. He has denied the charges, saying he acted in the interest of national security. At the time, Salvini, leader of the right-wing League, was interior minister in a previous government ahead of his court appearance. Salvini said on X, formerly tweeted, that he was holding his head high, proud of what he had done. The UK will provide €2.5 billion of military aid to Ukraine over the coming year, Rishi Sunak has said, Britain's largest annual commitment since Russia's invasion. The Prime Minister made the announcement during a rare visit to the country where he will also sign a new agreement supporting its long-term security. Officials said the package will provide Ukraine with long-range missiles, air defense and artillery shells. Some €200 million will be sent on drones, most of which will be UK-made. And the United States Marine Corps has assured Nigeria of strengthening the bilateral cooperation between the two countries. The commander of the U.S. Africa Command, Michael Langley, and the command's senior enlisted leader to Nigeria, Michael Woods, during their recent visit to Nigeria, said the bilateral cooperation would counter violent extremism and support the latter in its fight against insecurity. In a statement, Langley said the mutual understanding and training between the United States and the Nigerian militaries were essential in addressing the evolving security landscape in West Africa and advancing common interests. In business, Dangote Petroleum Refinery has commenced production of diesel and aviation fuel. However, the refinery has yet to produce petroleum motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol. The Chief Branding and Communications Officer of Dangote Group, Anthony Shiejina, had later Friday confirmed the commencement of operations to newsmen. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment in Nigeria, Doris Uzoka-Anite, has underscored the federal government's commitment to bolstering the private sector as a key driver for job creation and economic development. The minister stated this at a strategic meeting with Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun as part of her tour to industries, where she emphasized the federal government's support for the state, highlighting the importance of gathering feedback to enhance nationwide industrialization. In his reaction, Governor Abiodun expressed his vision of leveraging the state's proximity to Lagos to foster a conducive environment for public private partnerships. And in sports, Nigeria's Super Eagles has begun their quest for a fourth AFCON title when they face Equatorial Guinea in their first group, a fixture at this year's edition in Côte d'Ivoire. The game, which is billed for Sunday, 14th January 2024, inside the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan, I beg your pardon. This is the first time both teams will cross paths in the Africa Cup of Nations, as they will also do battle in Group A with Côte d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau ahead of Sunday's encounter. Jose Pereiro's men will hope to maintain the dominance the Eagles have enjoyed over Equatorial Guinea, as they have secured wins in all three previous clashes. The Court of Arbitration for Sports has set January 19, 2024 as date for hearing on the appeal filed by World Athletics via the Athletics Integrity Unit and the World Anti-Doping Agency, challenging the first instance decision of the disciplinary tribunal in World Athletics versus Nigeria and world record holder in the 100-meter hurdles, Toby Amusa. While the AIU filed its appeal on September 15, 2023, World Anti-Doping Agency followed suit 2 days later, and both are seeking to get the Nigerian banned for whereabouts failures in 2023. The AIU had provisionally suspended Amusa in July 2023 and issued her with a notice of charge for an anti-doping rule violation. In a statement on Twitter, now X, the Athletics Integrity Unit said the charge will be heard by the disciplinary tribunal and determined before the World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary. And that's it on News Cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching. See you again.